Welcome to It Girl Era. Hello.
Hi, friends.
We are back.
Back at it again and
We love
again
it.
and again because we love you.
And we're never going anywhere
Oh, boy.
because we're It Girls.
Yes.
We're all It Girls.
That was like a low-key stalker comment, but we love it, Whit.
What was?
We're never going anywhere.
I'll find you.
I'll find you. Okay, so this week's episode is...
We want to talk
great.
about men. We want to help the men, not just the women. We want to help the men too because we do have some male listeners.
We do. I think like 30% or it was high. It was men. Yeah.
20, 30%. It fluctuates.
It fluctuates with episodes, but
we're here for the whole gang,
yeah.
no matter what gender. So we want to get into men and their feminine energy and insecurities and just like, let's talk about it.
And what is masculine energy? That's kind of a buzzword going around, and we want to like break it down and explain it.
Masculine energy or men in their feminine energy?
Yeah, men in their feminine energy, but like how they can
They can get into their
masculine energy. Yes.
Okay. So feminine energy, like what kind of things exhibit a man in his feminine energy, in your opinion? Like if you saw a guy doing this, you'd be like, oh, he's totally in his feminine energy.
I would say like
Oh God.
okay, are we talking like I mean, honestly, I feel like if they are just like sitting back and letting a woman like take control in a situation, like I always feel like if I'm like out and I'm a people watcher and I'm like watching a date go on, like
I love eavesdropping.
me too.
Yeah.
We're so bad. But like the woman's always like putting her hand up to get the waitress to come over, or she's always ordering first. You know what I mean? Like, or I don't know, her paying for the bill, obviously, I feel like is like such
Or even her planning the date.
planning the day. Yeah.
And him just sitting back, like going along with it. Or like, where do you want to go to dinner? And she's picking the place. Like all of those things, obviously
Yes.
on smaller examples, but like, or like you're going on a vacation and the female is planning the whole vacation, you know, booking the flights, handling that stuff. That's more of the masculine. So then the man would be in the feminine.
And like just to backtrack a little bit, everyone has feminine and masculine energy. So even if you are a male or a female, you have a little bit of both. But as a male, you should have a higher level of masculine. And as a female, your feminine energy should be higher. So that's where you get like the yin and the yang and the balance in a relationship.
Right. And that's how you find your healthiest relationship
Yes.
is when, as women, we're in our true feminine, and as males, you're in your true masculine, because like Amanda said, that's the yin and the yang. So you balance each other.
Absolutely. And so like when I was in my marriage, I would say like I was in my masculine energy.
Same.
Because I was the one always planning everything, taking care of all the details, making sure the household was running. And you guys might think like, well, that's like kind of a female's job. But no, it's not like making the meals, but it's like Whitney said, like we're going on a family vacation, like booking the flights, making sure like we have the itinerary set up, like I don't know, just all those things like that actually falls into like a masculine category versus like a feminine. And like women, we're
supposed to flow. So female energy flows,
flowing,
like free flowing, like
Yes.
think of water, a river, you know,
Yes.
it just flows freely, where we're supposed to just go with the flow more so.
we're the calm energy. So like
Right.
when we're in our flow and we're calm and like can just sit back in our feminine energy, that allows a man to be in their masculine energy and lead and have, you know, the leadership and the strong, confident
Take the initiative.
initiative about them. So obviously it's 2024. We're not like back in the
The old times.
old times, the dirt days, but I still think it's really important to have some of those traditional values in a relationship.
I agree. And we've talked about it in past episodes too. Like we both want a man who's in his masculine energy. Like I very much in my marriage was in my masculine too. And I feel like you and I both like running businesses and stuff in that wheelhouse of life.
Yeah.
We are in our masculine because we have to be. You know, we're both single moms. So it's like when it comes to relationships, I want a man who's going to lead. Like there's nothing more attractive than a man taking the initiative, like booking flights, booking hotels, and you can literally just trust him, shut your brain off and know that he's going to handle it. Like men listening, that is so unbelievably attractive. So hot.
Like and Whitney had this too. Like I'm talking to this guy and like he literally sent me, you guys, like men, take this and run. He sent me like a screenshot and like did like color coordinated hearts, like pick the color of the heart, what flight works for you, what days. And like, I just had to literally say like the green heart and he booked everything. I literally didn't have to think about a thing. He was there to pick me up at the airport. Like it feels so good.
So nice.
To be like, you know, and it's like, it's so much for the balance of a relationship when a man does that and then a woman is so grateful. Like you're like, oh my gosh, babe, like that was so sweet. Like then you're like hyping him up, making him feel like a man. And he's like, you know,
pumping the ego.
And like, that's where you get that balance, right? You see it, you feel it. And that's how the flow of a healthy relationship goes. Have you like ever gone on a first date or a date with a guy and you like knew right away they're in their mask or they're feminine? Like you knew like this guy's insecure, like he's feminine.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I definitely have. I don't know if it necessarily came out on a first date, but I feel like as you talk to somebody over time, you definitely realize like, okay, this guy is not in his masculine energy, just how he's behaving or like what his expectations of me are. Like to me, it's kind of a turn off if I'm talking to somebody and he's like, well, when are you planning a date?
Yes.
You know, it's like you're supposed to be like, I want a courtship. And to me, that's masculine energy. So if a guy, like if you're not even my boyfriend and you're saying like, hey, are you planning the next date? It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like you are courting me. And like traditionally, you know, you need to be in your masculine energy, like planning and coordinating to win me over.
Absolutely. And I think that a lot of men now, like modern dating and how society is, they fall in feminine energy.
Agreed.
There's so many men, if you're on dating websites like Tinder,
like apps,
Bumble, Hinge, so many men that won't just like pull the trigger and be like, hey, I want to take you on a date. Like, tell me what day works for you and I'll plan it.
Yeah.
And that is like the hottest, most secure, confident thing you can do. I have a girlfriend right now, divorced, newly dating, and she like literally 8 out of the 10 guys cannot just like pull the trigger and plan a date. It's like so unattractive.
And it's like, how like did we get here?
Yeah.
But part of it, I think, is women want to control too much too.
Yeah. You got to sit back.
You have to be willing to sit back too as women and just let them. And I think if a man is into you enough, he will take initiative because that's just naturally what they're supposed to do is chase.
Yeah. Men are hunters, chaser. It's just how we are biological.
Biology.
Biology, you guys. We're not scientists, but that's what it is.
That's what it is. That's what we've been told.
Yeah.
But I think if a man is into you enough, that's what he'll naturally do. So as females, we just need to kind of sit back and let them do that and just trust the process of if he's into me, he's going to ask me out. But then that's when your security comes in, like, and trusting, okay, if he is into me, he'll ask me out. If not, I'm good with that and I'll move on to the next.
Yeah. I have struggled with that. I was dating a guy who his words and actions didn't align. And when a man's words and actions don't align, they're in their feminine energy. And so he'd be like, yeah, like let's plan a trip for this weekend. And it's like 2 weeks out. And I'm thinking like, why hasn't he booked flights? Or why hasn't he like asked me about hotels or anything? And I'm like calling Whitney like I'll just do it, you know, like, cause I like just want to get it done. But it's like,
you have to
sit back. You have to just like breathe and be like, nope, if this is what's meant for me and this is, you know, I don't want that kind of energy.
Right.
I need someone who will take control and lead. And that is like so hot.
It is. And
when they
it's
lead.
just, I feel like men don't understand either how much that truly means to
Yeah.
women. It's like, it's so attractive. I was dating a guy that made the comment of, well, I help you with your dog and I always pay for dinner when we go out to dinner. And I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Like, what?
The nicest dinner you took me to was one steakhouse, buddy. The rest were pizza joints. No.
I mean, pizza's great. I love pizza. But it's just the principle of it. And it's like, I don't
It's like you fed me 3 times.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's like, I've provided a lot for you that's not necessarily monetarily, but
yeah.
it's like, what the hell?
I know. And
he was very in his feminine energy too.
And you can tell, like, even like couples, celebrity couples, you can tell by their when they're walking, like them together, like when you're out, like if that woman's in her masculine and she's like, it's like her way.
If they're walking together, usually she's in the front.
Yep. Her way or the highway. Like that guy just has and it's not about control. Like some people, like some men get confused about masculine energy. Some men think masculine energy is being controlling. Masculine energy is being like loud and dominating. It's not that. It's so secure and confident in who he is. And he knows that like he has it. He can like, this is his woman and he can take care of her and they love each other. It's like a healthy
right. I want to say it's confidence without like letting your ego get in the way of it is a great way to describe it, because I feel like when a man is getting controlling, that's like his ego taking over saying, you know, this is what the outcome needs to be, and getting mad if it's not going that direction.
Yeah.
If
like
that
a
makes
temper
sense.
And stuff like that.
Yes. And it's like, that's not masculine at all. That's insecure.
Yes.
And when, you know, the temper and the anger and all of those things start coming out, that's insecurity. And that's when you need to get out because the relationship is going a toxic route.
Yeah. And for Whitney and I, like, we really need a man that is secure. And because with social media and what we do, like, we've dated and talked to men that are very insecure and they're asking us like, oh, I bet guys are dropping your DMs, or I bet guys are trying to date you, or I bet, and like, we just don't play that game. Like we're like, you have to be secure that what we have is strong enough and that you trust me and I trust you. I mean, every relationship should have that. But when you do what we do, it does have more temptations maybe, or more opportunities come about, but like, you need to be secure. And as a man, the most attractive thing you can do is just trust, and females too, you know, have that trust until it's been broken or something has happened. But just, it's not attractive when you're like hounding 100 questions. It gives off feminine energy.
It totally does. And it gives insecure energy, and not even just us. Like, that's very much what we want, but for everyone. I mean,
anyone in a relationship.
Random girl can have men dropping in her DMs.
Yeah.
And that's just very much the day and age that we live in too, which is a blessing and a curse. But that's why you have to have a foundation of trust and honesty for any relationship, because otherwise that's when insecurity is invited in and the relationship, like I said earlier, becomes toxic.
That's when it crumbles and you get in your head.
Oh, not a fun place to be. Not a fun place to be at all.
No. So, like, let's give the male listeners some, if they feel like they want to be more in their masculine energy, like, what are some easy things they can do? If they're in a relationship or, you know, in the dating world, whatever not.
I think as a man, like, take the initiative, like, take the lead. Put yourself out there, like, ask a girl on a date, you know, pay the tab. and I know girls are probably going to come at us for that one too. Like, I can pay my own tab or like pay my half or whatever. And that's great. Absolutely. And I mean, it's not that we can't. It's just the principle of what we're looking for and what we want.
Yeah. And be thankful. Say thank you.
Exactly.
And maybe you get the coffee or something.
Yep.
There's a lot of different ways. I would say, like, if you're a man and you're single and you're like, okay, I feel like I've really been insecure in the past in relationships. Obviously, like, going to therapy, we're pro therapy. Get yourself out of that headspace.
Other things,
working out, lifting weights, high protein diet. You know what I mean? Getting yourself into that masculine vibe and getting your testosterone levels, up, and
positive male role models.
Positive role models
with strong masculine men. I think that's a big one too.
Have your own goals, set some intentions, because it is masculine energy when you have goals and you succeed them. Even if it's a business goal or personal goal, weight loss goal, whatever it is, fitness goal, having goals is masculine for men is great.
And it's motivating too.
Yeah.
It'll make you want to do more things like that.
Yeah. And if you're married and you've been married for a long time or in a relationship and, you feel like, okay, like, honestly, plan. This is so easy, and your wife or your girlfriend is going to just like love you for this. Just be like, babe, are you free Friday night? And she'll be like, yeah, we have nothing going on. Plan a date and be like, be ready at 7, wear a hot dress. That's masculine energy.
Yeah,
she doesn't have to plan it. She doesn't. I lined up a sitter. You lined up a sitter. You got a date. Like, you're going to get laid. You're getting laid. You're welcome.
We'll just say it. Yeah.
You're welcome. But
don't even mention it. But honestly, yeah, that's so true too. And I feel like men, like, I was having a conversation with somebody a week or so ago. Like, the men that cheat, it's like, if you were willing to, have this mistress, you're sending her flowers, like paying for her place, buying her cars, whatever it is, taking her on dates, wining her and dining her. If you would just do that with your wife, your marriage would probably be so much happier.
Or just, get divorced then.
Yeah, or get divorced.
And start over. Reset.
Yeah, hit that
reset button. But
it's like those little things, like, send her flowers at work on a random Tuesday just because.
I always want to say old school, but I don't even like saying that, but just like traditional values. You have to have that balance, and that everything is energy, everything is flowing. So it is beautiful when you have that balance. And there's going to be times where the balance is out, but overall, like, it feels as a woman so good to know like they can take care of you, not financially even, but just like they have control over it. Like, you're picking up your car rental and like Whitney and I were like, what are we doing? Like, where are we at trying to get a car figured out the other week. And, just if we were with men at the time, they would have been like, go sit down, get a water. We're going to take care of it.
Wait outside. We got this.
But so many times, 9 out of 10, I see the women taking care of it. So,
and that's masculine energy.
I know. And I was masculine. Like that. Not anymore. Same. Not anymore.
And as women, especially women that are very much doers, a lot of single moms, like, it's hard to just sit back because we're so used to being in charge of everything and controlling everything, from like taking care of kids to like, paying all the bills and, everything, that it's hard to just sit back and let a man take control. But as soon as you do, it's like, holy shit, what is this? Like, it's a whole different ball game. Yeah. So, and if you're a female listening to this, just try it.
You won't regret it.
You won't regret it.
Promise you.
Yeah, seriously. It's amazing. And that, like I said earlier, that's how you find yourself in the healthiest relationships.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think if I don't think I could ever go back to, now that I know what it's like, I just can't go back. Once you know, you know.
Yeah, when you know, you know.
When you know, you know.
A lot of things in life, when you know, you know. But yeah, I don't think I ever could either. Like it's so attractive to me, and it's nice when a man adds the value of taking some of the stress off your plate.
Yep.
It opens just a whole new world for the men
whole
listening.
New world.
Oh, get it, girl. I
Aladdin.
wasn't expecting that. Is that what it's from? Disney.
Aladdin. Disney.
Love that.
Aladdin was he in his masculine energy?
Probably not. He's flying around with a monkey.
On a carpet.
Carpet. He was probably on some drugs too. Let's be real.
Let's see. So boys, men, all the love. We want to help you.
Yeah.
We want to help you get those women you want and keep the women you have. So getting that masculine energy. Easiest thing you can do is plan a date.
Take care of her. Just make her feel special. And like Amanda said too, ask her if she has plans Friday night. No, like say dinner's at 7, wear a dress. I'll pick you up.
Oh, this is another big tip. And I once I've had a guy do this for me, I love it. Mm-hmm. Some women are gonna be like, I don't like it. I'm not a really picky eater, but I think it's so hot. And when we're at a nicer restaurant and the guy just orders for me. I will just say, I'm chill and I'm like, babe, you just order for me. And they just order and we share. And then when the food comes, they dish my food. Mm-hmm. It's seriously you guys are probably like, wow, that seems controlling. It's not a controlling thing. It's just I'm always dishing everyone else's food and I'm sitting down last at the dinner table with kids. And it feels so good to be wow, I didn't have to think about it. It just got delivered to my plate. And it's so hot.
It is honestly so hot. So I haven't had that till very recently. And I was at this restaurant. I couldn't even read the menu. I'm like, I don't know what this is. Let me Google this. And he just ordered. We shared everything. And it's phenomenal.
It is great. So let them, if you're not a picky eater, something let them.
I am a picky eater and I still just let them take the lead. And I'm like, cool, I'll eat whatever. Just you pick. And it was great food.
And a lot of times the guy will be like, okay, so do you like spicy? Mm-hmm. Are you into seafood? Whatever. So that's another great tip for the men.
Yeah.
All right. Seriously. That was so fun, you guys. Thank you for listening this week.
And let us know if you use any of these tips. And get in that masculine and feminine energy.
And stay tuned because swag is so cute. The clothing line. Oh my gosh.
It's so good. It's going to be great. We can't wait to see you repping all of our gear.
Yeah.
We love you guys and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.